Good morning everyone, my name is Vijay Gupta and you are watching biology classes. So welcome to all of you in this lecture of biology. Student, in this video I will continue our chapter number 4, that is reproductive health. It is for all my 12 students. So in my last videos of this chapter, as I described about the strategies of birth and control in India and different kinds of methods of contraception or birth control. In my last video, I described about the temporary methods of contraception or the birth control. In this lecture, I will describe about the permanent methods or the surgical methods of contraception or birth control. Surgical methods are generally permanent, in which an operation occurs. In males, it is called as vasectomy, while in females it is called tubectomy. So before start the vasectomy, first of all I will tell you about the vasectomy and then I will describe about the tubectomy. For this purpose I am going to make a diagram of vasectomy. So let's make a diagram. You also may make a diagram with me. Students, so it is your diagram. So now I am going to tell you about the vasectomy or the permanent methods of contraception. First of all, I will tell you in a short way with the help of a diagram. So this is the diagram of male reproductive system. As I have described in my earlier videos about the different parts of male reproductive system, but in this video I will repeat it again so everyone will be understand easily. So these are the testes. These are the testes and one pair testes are found in the male reproductive system. Inside these testes, sperm formation takes place. When the sperms are formed, they move towards this structure which is called as epididymis, where sperms are stored. After that, these sperms moves towards the vas deferens. These tubes are called as the vas deferens. So this is the vas deferens, and with the help of vas deferens, these sperms reaches into a sac-like structure which is called seminal vesicle. Inside the seminal vesicle, semen produced and the sperm get mixed with the semen. So it is the seminal vesicle, black colored structure. Inside the seminal vesicle, semen also produced. After that, the sperm moves towards the urethra. This is the urethra through which sperms comes out of the body with the help of penis. So this structure is penis, and inside the penis, urethra is situated, and through the urethra, the semen comes out with the sperm. This is the prostate gland which also helps to produce the semen. So it is the outline structure of the male reproductive system. During vasectomy, the vas deferens of male, there are two vas deferences in the male. The vas deferens of male are cut and tied so that sperms will never reach into the seminal vesicle and the semen comes out without any sperm. So fertilization will not occur. So this is a short way of vasectomy. Now, I will describe in detail what about the permanent method of contraception or the birth control. In my last video, I described about the temporary method of contraception. In this video, I will tell you about the permanent method or the surgical method of contraception. So surgical contraception or sterilization, it is also known as sterilization, is an operation. It's a small operation that makes a person infertile. The person may be male or the female, and this operation make a person infertile, means the capacity of reproduction will be finished. So person infertile. This surgery can be carried out on men, vasectomy, and women, tubectomy. This surgery can be carried out in male as well as female. In males it is termed as vasectomy, while in females it is termed as the tubectomy. So first we will talk about the vasectomy, as I made a diagram about the vasectomy. So it is a surgical procedure. As I told you before, it's a surgical procedure. So a small surgery occurs in this procedure. So it is a surgical procedure for male, and especially for the males. Vasectomy is especially for the males, in which the vas deferens of male are cut and tied. These are two vas deferences. In this operation, these vas deferences are cut and tied and turned back and tied, or sealed or completely sealed as to prevent the sperm from entering into the urethra. When we cut this was difference, the sperm are unable to reach into the seminal vesicle. The sperm are stored here, they are unable to go into the seminal vesicle. So entering into the urethra, and from the seminal vesicle the sperm enters into the urethra and comes out with the semen. So this operation prevent the sperm from entering into the urethra and thereby prevent fertilization. When the sperms will not enter into the vagina of the female, then fertilization will not occur. So this operation prevent the fertilization inside the body of the female or a female through sexual intercourse. Just after the sexual intercourse, when the male insert its penis into the vagina of the female and release its semen into the body of the female. Now, it was all about the vasectomy. Vasectomy, in a simple way, an operation which occurs in the male in which the vas deferens of the male are cut and tied so that the sperm will not reach into the seminal vesicle and not comes out with the semen. So it prevents the pregnancy in the female. Now, some advices are given by the doctors, or you can say post-operative care. What are the post-operative care in this case? In case of vasectomy, first of all, it is very important to take rest at least for 24 to 48 hours. And after that, avoid cycling or lifting heavy weights for 15 days. At least for 15 to 20 days, we should avoid the cycling or any lifting of any heavy weight that may cause a problem after your surgery. So avoid cycling and lifting heavy weights. Next is use contraception until aspermia has been established. Now focus on the word aspermia. Aspermia is the condition in which sperm does not comes out from the body completely. So this is a condition when the sperm will not comes out in the body. But suppose that you have an operation of vasectomy and you thought that now I'm completely safe and I'm able to make sexual intercourse without any contraception. But sometimes it is possible that in the reproductive tract, it may be on seminal vesicle or inside the urethra, some sperms are present and they may fertilize the female. So it is very risky after the operation and the female will be pregnant. So you should avoid the intercourse without any contraception at least till 30 ejaculation. According to doctors, the 30 ejaculations mean it will take about 2 to 3 months. So after 2 to 3 months, the condition of aspermia will established and then the person will not use any contraceptive method. But till that, we must use any contraceptive or birth control device to prevent the pregnancy in the female. So it is also advised by the doctors. Next is avoid any sexual activity for a week. As you have a surgery, so you should avoid at least for 1 week any sexual activity. You should not maintain any sexual intercourse within 1 week. And the last point is apply ice pack to the scrotum for the first 2 days. After the surgery, it may possible that swelling occurs sometimes in the scrotum. What is the meaning of scrotum? These are the testes, and these testes are covered by a pouch-like structure which is called as testis sac, or you can say scrotum. So swelling occurs in the scrotum after surgery if you move anywhere. So it is very important to apply ice pack at least for 2 days after the surgery on the scrotum. That may reduce the swelling or any other problem. So it was all about the post-operative care and the vasectomy. Now we'll talk about the tubectomy that happens in the females. After vasectomy, I will tell you about the tubectomy. For this purpose, I am going to make a diagram. So let's start the diagram. So students, after your diagram, now I will describe about the tubectomy. First of all, I will tell you the tubectomy with the help of this diagram, and after that I will describe the notes. Now, this is the diagram of female reproductive system. I have told you in my last videos about the female reproductive system. I will provide the link in the description box. You make sure that you will watch the video of female reproductive system. That will make easy to understand this topic. So this is the female reproductive system. In the center of the system, uterus is present. Uterus in the center, which have highly muscular and contractile walls, and these are very thicker walls. From the uterus, both sides, two tubes arises, which are termed as the fallopian tubes. These are also known as oviduct or the fallopian tubes. The fallopian tubes consist of the margins, which are known as fimbriae, and these are the ovaries attached to the uterus. There are two ovaries present in the female. Inside the ovaries, egg or ovum produced every month. So this ovum releases from the ovary and enters into the fallopian tubes. Now, below the uterus, cervix and vagina is present. From the vagina, the sperms moves into the uterus and then enters into the fallopian tubes or the oviduct, and finally meet with the ovum and the fertilization occurs. So this is the normal phenomena in a normal female, but if we don't want any type of pregnancy, then we have this option of tubectomy. So what about the tubectomy? In this operation, a small cut occurs in the fallopian tubes. After that, these fallopian tubes turn and tied properly so that the ovum and the sperm coming from the uterus, the sperms and the ovum will never meet with each other and fertilization will not occur. So to avoid the fertilization, to avoid the pregnancy, this tubectomy operation occurs in female, in which we cut the fallopian tubes and tight and completely block the fallopian tube so the sperm and ova will not fuse with each other. So it is the operation. Now what about the notes? I described tubectomy. It is a permanent method. It is a surgical and permanent method, also permanent sterilization in the female of contraception or the birth control in females, found in females, in which the fallopian tubes of the female cut, tied and blocks. The fallopian tubes of female are cut and tied, thus preventing the uterus from meeting the egg or ovum released by the ovary and the sperm. And it prevents the meeting of sperm and ova inside the uterus. The ovary releases the ova, while the sperm enters into the vagina released by the male, and these sperm and ova fuse together. This operation prevents the meeting of ova and sperm inside the uterus of the female. Thus, it prevents the pregnancy. So, it was all about the tubectomy. Now, some precautions or the post-operative care or the advices provided by the doctors, which are as follows. So, there are some points I will discuss. Intense exercise should be avoided for a week. If you have a surgery, then obviously you have cut on your body. So any exercise which is in which muscles of belly contracts, you must avoid, because this may cause a very harmful for you. So intense exercise should be avoided at least for a week, and after that you may continue your exercises. Avoid any sexual activity at least for a week. After your surgery, avoid the sexual activity, as I told you in the vasectomy. So avoid this sexual activity at least for a week after the operation. Now, proper rest for a few days. You have a surgery, so it is very important to take a proper rest at least for few weeks, few days. And the last one is, make sure to see the doctor if you experience the high fever, bleeding from the cuts, etc. Suppose that after your operation you have high fever, or you feel that the bleeding from the cut is obviously when surgery occurs. So if it is not properly sealed, then it may be possible that bleeding occurs from the cuts. So it is very important to consult the doctor in any type of this condition. So these were some post-operative cares or the advices. It was all about the tubectomy and vasectomy. In this lecture, I described the permanent methods of contraception, in which first of all I told you about the vasectomy, the operation in males, while in last I told you the tubectomy that occurs in the female. So I hope all the things are very clear to you. Still, if you want to ask any question, you may ask in the comment section. I will try my best to reply you. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.